chose Hoi An. It's a 17th century seaport. The architecture is maintained in the original ways, UNESCO World Heritage Spot, and one of the most popular tourism spots in Vietnam. First time I came to Vietnam was over 11 years ago. And there were a small group of kids, I would say they were 8, 9, and 10 years old. These beautiful dark-eyed kids asking for money because they were thirsty and they wanted the glass of milk. I didn't know then, but I know now for sure that was where the seeds of streets first started from. Typical of one of the kids that come to our program is a young man named Lin. Lin is a lottery boy. He sells lottery tickets on the streets of Hoi An, just eking out a meager living so that their family has really some nights just rice to eat from the money that he's earned selling lottery tickets all day. He had to drop out of school in 6th grade because his father left his mother was left with him. Han is a particularly beautiful young woman, soon to be starting here at Streets. Han's mother died when Han was in 10th grade in childbirth. When we visited Han's simple little house, we met her grandmother. The grandmother can't read or write. She's been through all this heartbreak and all this difficulty and a life of poverty. She talks about the bombs of the war in Vietnam and being scared during those periods. She talks about when Han's mother died and how difficult it's been to raise the family. And mostly she talked about the possibilities of Han coming to Streets and what that meant to her and to her family.
She said that this is the happiest moment for her in some recent years because Han was accepted to come to Street, and she mentioned that because it's really good for her to come back to a place that she can learn, she can study, and then can have a job later.
Streets is an 18-month program that works with disadvantaged youth, street kids, orphans, brings them into a program that teaches them the highest levels of professional service and culinary arts.
Good morning, teacher! How are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? I'm fine, thank you.
So there's a very extensive culinary curriculum that was developed in conjunction with the Institute of Culinary Education in New York. We also have a classroom just for hospitality. There they're learning different types of service. They're learning buffet, they're learning French service to American casual. And then we also have a very extensive English language curriculum where we teach them kitchen English.
Wonton. Wonton.
And one of the things that we really focus on is the pronunciation. So we have part of the English curriculum really focuses on the pronunciation of all these words they're learning.
Garlic, shrimp, and
shrimp. Then downstairs we have a computer English lab where we're using new technology that allows them to listen and practice speaking and get feedback from the computers that, yes, you're pronouncing this correctly, or no, you're not pronouncing this correctly. And it's all done sort of in a game. Then we have 2 buildings for the housing, one for the boys, one for the girls. And that's where they're living, they're cooking, they're learning about living as a group. The practical experience that they gain at the Streets Restaurant Cafe is one of the most important aspects of the whole program. They go through an incredibly extensive program of training and practical experience to get them at the end of 18 months to be ready to work for any top-notch hotel anywhere.
Today, on the front page of the major local newspaper, are photos, and now we know accurate since it's been translated, story all about the trainees and the Streets program and our first graduation last week. We had over 150 people, friends, family, the local dignitaries, television from Hanoi was there to do a story. It was unbelievable. We weren't even known 2 years ago in this country.
They want to hire all our trainees, and now that our first class has graduated, they're following up on it. We have more jobs than we have trainees right now.
Well, I guess starting from this region that's growing, there's quite a bit of development, as you may have seen coming in, hotels, infrastructure that's being built, and for all of that you need manpower and you need people, local people that are trained and prepared for essentially a service industry.
We can see with our trainees that are finishing the opportunities, kids that were just on the streets or in the orphanage or living in the absolute most abject poverty just 2 years ago, now have these incredible opportunities for careers in the hotels and the restaurants that are developing.
So the work that Neil's doing is crucial. On the one hand, it's taking local talent, it's taking local kids off the streets that would probably never have the opportunity to enter this industry because they cannot get the education, cannot afford it.
What happened yesterday?
Today. Tell us about the interview at the Nam Hai, yes?
Today I come to Nam Hai to check the interview, and I think it's good, and I hope that I can pass this interview.